Welcome to the HealthiHer podcast. Your host, Dr. Amy Brenner, is a board-certified OBGYN with additional certifications in functional and integrative medicine. This podcast is meant to help women find reliable, relevant information to help them feel better, look better, and live better. Here you will hear in-depth information about hormones, sexual medicine, aesthetics, cosmetic gynecology, and functional medicine.
Welcome back to HealthiHer, and this is just another in our series of What Is That? So today we're going to talk about BBL. What is BBL? Well, first of all, BBL stands for Broadband Light. In our practice, we have the CINCINNATI Forever Young BBL. You may have heard of something called an IPL, which is an intense pulse light. This takes that IPL technology and just honestly makes it better. That's why this device has been named Forever Young BBL, because it's not just simply an IPL that targets sun damage, or darkening of the skin or sunspots, those brown spots that you see when we start to age because we've been in the sun. IPL targets that. But BBL, specifically the Forever Young BBL, not only does it target those dark sunspots on your face, but it helps with pores, it helps with fine lines and wrinkles. In fact, there was a clinical study that Dr. Brenner did, and these patients had at least one BBL. And what they found is 11 years later, they actually looked younger than when they started the process. You know, I went into this in depth with one of the CINCINNATI experts. So I recommend you go back and listen to that whole episode, which is episode number 26, for lots more information about Forever Young BBL. In general, this treatment you'll hear Mike say in this device or in this episode that it's a treatment. It's not a treat. So it's not something like our Diamond Glow Facial, which is a nice treat. This is actually a treatment where you're actually changing the genes in your skin to actually go back in time and reverse the aging process. So things are definitely happening at a cellular level, but what patients will notice sometimes is early as after the first treatment, although depending on somebody's aesthetic goals or the shape their skin is, we may recommend anywhere from 3 to 6 treatments. And then once there's no longer any targets, then going back to a maintenance schedule, anywhere from once every 3 months to once every 6 months. But otherwise, patients will notice that this can clear up the brown spots on the skin, help with texture, help with tightening. And for people that don't have a lot of target, meaning they don't have a lot of wrinkles, they don't have a lot of visible sun damage, this is a great maintenance treatment to keep you for looking forever young.
Thank you for listening to this episode of HealthiHer. You can find us on Instagram, Facebook, and the web. Go to www.dramybrenner.com to learn more. This podcast is for general information only and does not constitute as medical advice, the practice of medicine, nursing, or other healthcare services. No patient-physician relationship is formed. The information in the podcast and any references, material, or links are at the sole discretion of the listener and not meant to be a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment. Listeners should not delay or disregard obtaining medical advice for any medical issues or diagnoses that they may have, and should seek medical advice from their healthcare provider for any such conditions.